championship begins with one small step. It starts with the effort you bring. Whether you win or lose, what matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a united team acting as one. We come together to witness these heroes of the hardwood pour their heart and soul onto the court. This is High School Hoops presented by NEPAbasketball.com.
You are now entering the home of the Cougar. Good evening and welcome to WQMY's coverage of NEPA's Coaches vs. Cancer event at Valley View High School. This week-long fundraising and awareness event culminates tonight with the boys division crossover high school basketball matchup featuring the visiting Wallenpaupack Buckhorns and their host, the Valley View Cougars. Alongside Bob Ide, I am Doug Walsh here to bring you all the action. And Bob, these two teams come in playing pretty well, but one team kind of has a rest and the other team has played almost every night.
I know Valley View, because of the snowstorm last week, hasn't played since, I don't know, Tuesday of last week. So are they going to be flat? How are they going to come out? Now they have a game tonight. They have a game tomorrow night. Wallenpaupack, meanwhile, because of that ice and snow we had, they played Friday, they won. They played Saturday, they won. It was a day of rest yesterday. Some guys came in and shot. They played tonight. They played tomorrow night. So are they too tired? We'll have to see how it plays out.
Now Wallenpaupack comes in winners of 6 of their last 8. They sit atop Division 2. What think you talking about some of the players they got? They got a 6'7" junior and Gabe Springer, our spotlight player of the game.
Our Asher Welt spotlight player, Doug Springer. He's going to be the tallest guy on the court. You mentioned he's 6'7". He's come on of late. He scored 24 against East Stroudsburg, but Coach said he gets foul trouble early. So watch out tonight. If he gets foul trouble, he's going to be on the bench. He could dominate this game because, as we talk about, Valley View's not a very big team at all.
Valley View counters with maybe one of the best players in District 2. Certainly a name to be thrown into the mix in Division 1 in senior Mark Kudrick.
Kudrick, 1,000-point scorer, did that a couple weeks ago against Scranton Prep. He's the team's leading scorer, just over 14 points per game. He's also the tallest player on the court for Valley View at 6'2". He leads them in rebounding with 5.5 per game. He's an outside player, though, Doug. He likes to shoot from the outside, so we'll have to see how that plays out, especially with Springer in the middle.
Now, both teams trying to keep pace in the District 2 playoff scenario. What are the Toyota keys for both of these teams to have success tonight?
Well, for Wallenpaupack, they have to get other guys involved other than Elijah Rosenthal, who went off for 43 points. He's one of the top players in the league. They have to get Springer involved. They have to get Vosberg involved. They have to get Santiago involved. Can they play? And they have to limit Valley View on the offensive boards because they will have the height advantage. The Buckhorns, they have to control the boards if they want to keep playing. For Valley View, well, you have to shadow Rosenthal. He's gone off. He had 29 the other night against West Scranton, and he's in the 20s. He's hit 7 threes against West, so they have to shadow him. And they have to force the tempo. They have to play up, play transition basketball because they don't have that height. They have to get easy baskets.
Well, there's so much more we got to cover on this Coaches vs. Cancer night, so don't go away. The starting lineups and the tip-off are just minutes away.
This is High School Hoops presented by NEPAbasketball.com.
Welcome back, Valley View High School. There you see the starting lineups for Wallenpaupack. They'll start 2 seniors in Alex Pillar, Derek Vosberg, and 3 juniors in Elijah Rosenthal, and Gabe Springer, and Isaiah Santiago. You see Rosenthal there, as you mentioned, Bob, coming off 2 monster games last week. And then you have for the Cougars of Valley View, they'll start 4 seniors and only 1 junior. The junior is Dixon Black, and the 4 seniors are Mark Kudrick, Bobby Craig, Jaden Duplessis, and Connor Kelly is getting the start, or Chase Combs? Chase Combs is getting the start? Connor Kelly, I think, not sure about that.
I think it's Chase Combs.
It is Chase Combs?
Yep.
Okay, it is Chase Combs.
That changed since last week.
Oh, that changed since last week. Chase Combs. So,
but we will see Connor Kelly tonight.
It won't be long before he gets off the bench.
One one of the really highlights of the Lackawanna League. He didn't even play on the JV team as a starter last year, and he worked in the offseason. Connor Kelly did, and he's got one of the best shots they have around here. He's a great shooter.
Worked his way into the top 15 in scoring in the division. And so we're getting ready for the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem is going to be sung by Miss Beatrice Chin-Demi.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's rest gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echoed, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, there you see Beatrice Chin-Demi, an excellent job on the national anthem. Currently sitting atop the Lackawanna Division II. The Buckhorns of Wallenpaupack at 6-3. They have Honesdale Western Wayne, who's on a 3-game winning streak. Well, they lost the other day. I'm sorry. They won 3 in a row before they lost in overtime to Prep, and then Pocono and Delaware Valley round out the standings.
Doug Paupack will play at Honesdale tomorrow, so that's their 4th game in 5 days.
They've got quite a schedule.
Talked to Coach McGinnis at Wallenpaupack. They haven't practiced in 2 weeks. It's either been off school or they played a game. So they really haven't game plan for anybody.
There's 2 schools of thought. When you're playing well like Wallenpaupack is, you want to keep going. You want to keep at it. And if you're injured a little bit, you want to take a little break. And we are underway. Paupack controls the tip. That's Rosenthal out on top.
Valley View in the man-to-man in the white.
Combs on him. They dump it inside to Springer. Jump hook off the iron. No good. Rebound pulled down by Valley View.
Didn't have great footwork on that, Doug. We'll have to see if they come back to that. But that shows the height advantage that they have. They're going to take advantage of that.
Duplessis pulls down a rebound. That's Dixon Black out on top. Kudrich, long-range bomb. No good.
That's his shot. Getting a screen, coming off of that. Getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
Paupack pulls down a rebound. Rosendahl puts it up in a 1-4 high set versus the man-to-man. That's Bossberg, lefty, senior, and he walked with it.
Rosenthal might be the best player no one's ever seen or heard of. So, if you're watching this game and we're talking about number 1, if he goes off tonight, he could. He's one of the better players in the league. In the district, too.
7 threes against DV 2 games ago, and he had 4 against West Scranton the other night, 29 points and 28 points, respectively.
Wallenpaupack will play mostly man-to-man tonight.
That's Bobby Craig banging it in from the right way. I'm not sure he called it, but it dropped. 3-0. Valley View.
13th 3 of the year for him. That was looked pretty good coming out of his hand.
Rosenthal checked by Combs. Jumper no good. Rebound Craig, and Valley View is on the run. Combs can't finish.
That's what they want to do, though, the Cougars. They want to push the pace.
And pushing the pace will try to limit Springer's touches in the post. Rosendahl comes over to the timeline. He'll set something up. Trying to get Springer down low. They do get Springer down low. He's going to take Black to the basket. The shot is up and no good, and Kudrich comes down with the board. Again, Valley View on the run. That's Black all the way to the basket. It's blocked by Springer.
No, they're going to get a foul.
They're going to get a foul.
Who's that going to be on, though?
That's Jimmy McGinnis looking on in disgust or disbelief. He's talking to Doug Moyle, refereeing the ball game tonight. That's Doug Moyle in your screen there, along with Jack Gaffney and Freddie Sakachi. So Black goes to the line for a 2-shot foul. First one up and no good. Still 3-0. Valley View. Just over 6 minutes to go in the first. Black gets the second. 4-0 Valley View.
Black's not the biggest guy at 6'1". He's a junior, but he always seems to play against the tallest guy from the other team, and that's exactly what he's doing tonight. Match up with Springer. It's like
Paupack has Santiago bringing the ball up to the court. Now he gets into Rosenthal, and it goes down inside to Springer from Vosberg, and finally Springer gets one to drop.
that's what we talked about in the pregame. You got to get the biggest guy on the floor involved.
It seems like Wallenpaupack's making a concerted effort at pounding that ball inside early. Combs, left wing, guarded by Pillar. Paupack man-to-man. Goes down to the baseline to Kudrich. Turnaround jumper, got it.
Yep. Santiago couldn't get him. He got a nice screen on the baseline, and that's what Kudrich is really good at, and that's what Valley View is really good at. They like to apply pressure.
Stolen away by Craig. He's going all the way to the basket, and it's a foul on Pillar. Alex Pillar will pick up the foul.
Yeah, with the small guys in Valley View, they have quick hands. They've been doing this since last year. They made a nice run in states, won a game in the state playoffs for the first time in 20 years last year. And it's almost basically the same team back.
Pillar's first, team's second. Bobby Craig goes to the line. First one is up and good. 5-point lead for Valley View.
Here you see the foul again from behind on Pilar.
Second one goes halfway down and rattles out. Rebound to Springer. Rosenthal bring it up, guarded by Combs. High screener roll with Vosberg. He slips it, and it goes to Pillar on the right side. Thought about a three. Gets it to Vosberg. Kudrich on him. Turns in the lane. Shot is up, no good, but there's Springer with the rebound. It's poked away by Craig. It'll stay with Wallenpaupack.
And Vosberg got caught in the air, had to switch hands, but Springer right there got the ball and just got tipped out of bounds. He just dwarfs everybody out there tonight.
They throw the lob into him, and they're going to get him for a travel.
He missed 5 games, did Springer, with an Achilles problem this year. So you see his footwork isn't really the best right now.
Yeah, he lost a little time there, but I tell you what, he's got a pretty good upside with 6'7", and he's only a junior. Kudrich, long-range bomb, got it. And Wallenpaupack wants to talk it over. Valley View out to a 10-2 run. We'll stay right here with them.
That's what they do. They get Kudrich involved, and when he's on, he is on. No, he came off a couple of screens. You'll see right here. There's the screen by Black. Set his feet. Nice touch, Doug. And we like to see that as a former coach. You like to see that. But Kudrich, he's one of the better players as well.
Well, in your opening comments, you were wondering if Valley View was going to come out a little sluggish after the 10-day layoff, but
they look like they have the legs.
10-2, yeah. See, and that's going to be a difference in the game tonight if Paupack can stay with their stamina, because after a while you play 3 or 4 games in 5 or 6 days. That kind of wears on you. You get your legs, you get cramps and tired.
And Paupack doesn't go deep either. They're only maybe play 7 guys tonight. So Kudrich is 2 for 3. As Valley View started hot, Doug, 3 of 5. Wallenpaupack, no threes, and they've started 1 for 5.
2 different game plans. Paupack obviously trying to get the ball into Springer, and Valley View certainly trying to get Mark Kudrich.
Well, let's see if Paupack now tries to get Rosenthal off some screens.
Pillar now will bring it up against Craig.
Combs is guarding Rosenthal, and he's got a couple inches on him.
Well, Combs is their best defender. Vosberg, pull-up jumper at the foul line. Front iron, no good.
Black does a nice job boxing out Springer.
Rosenthal tried to run it down, but Combs came up with it. In transition, Craig with the jumper, no good. Springer with the rebound. Craig may have gotten away with the foul there. They're pushing it. Pillar, left corner, got it, 3 ball to go.
His 7th 3 of the season. He's coming on. He was out 10 games with injuries.
Cuts the lead to 5. 10-5 Valley View. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first. Guarded by Santiago. It goes inside. Black. Hook. Rolls around and comes out.
got it over the taller Springer, but just didn't go. Had too much spin on it. Let's see if they try to post up.
They're going to try to get the high screen and roll here with Santiago, and they try to get him on the roll. They do get Springer on the roll. The shot is up and no good. Rebound, Craig. And Valley View's out on the run. They get the trailer Black, thought about a 3. Kicks it to Combs. Combs will take a 2. Got it. 7-point lead for Valley View, 12-5.
Yeah, you can see who's been the rested team, Doug, and who's played a couple games. Again, it was a voluntary practice yesterday for Wallenpaupack. A couple kids showed up, as you might expect. They either have homework or they have to get their legs under them.
Springer with the jump hook on the left side.
That's more his shot, Doug. The other one where he was up just too far. Just doesn't have the touch yet to do that turnaround jumper.
Got that ball in pretty deep, Bob. 5-point lead for Valley View. They have it in their end. That's Black. Gets it out to Plessis, and Coach Kerpus wants the wheel.
5-2 run by Wallenpaupack.
Combs fumbles it. Pillar almost got it. He regains. Gets to Plessis, driving to the basket. The shot is up and no good. Rebound, Springer.
That's another one. You know, watch the rebounds. We'll get those numbers as well for Springer.
Roldendahl pushes it, and there's a timeout on the floor. Will take it with them. 2:20 to go in the first. Valley View leads by 5.
This is High School Hoops presented by NEPAbasketball.com.
PNC Bank knows that every day is game day, and it's proud to support high school basketball. From tip-off to buzzer beater, we know you work hard to make the most of the day, and we're there to help you find ways to get to the next level with your finances. Learn more at PNC.com.
Bob, Wallenpaupack has a 7-5 advantage on the boards, keyed by Gabe Springer with 4. Goodrich High man, 5 of the 12 points for Valley View.
But Rosenthal, I was going to say, hasn't scored yet.
He lets the game come to him. Springer skies for the rebound, can't get the putback to go, and he knocks it out of bounds. It'll go to Valley View.
He's had, 3 or 4 opportunities already to score. He could have 8, 9 points by now.
He's got good legs. It'll come to him. Obviously, they're making sure he gets involved, but sooner or later, you're going to see number 1 take some shots. He's out there guarding Craig on top.
Valley View has to be a perimeter team tonight, although now Black's going to come out.
Jack Smith checks into the lineup for Wallenpaupack. That's him tipping the ball away, and he's going to try to run it down the corner. It's out of bounds, and Paupack will get possession.
Just having Springer in there just makes everything so difficult inside for Valley View. As soon as he puts his hands up, he must stand 7 feet tall with his hands. So, you know, but again, Valley View's used to it, playing in this league with Abington and Scranton Prep. They both have tall players. This isn't anything new for Valley View.
Smith gets it to Vosberg. It goes back to Smith.
Combs is draped on Rosenthal, by the way. Again, we talked about other guys getting involved.
2 lefties in the lineup. Vosberg can shoot that. The lefty knocks it down, the senior.
36 threes on the season now for him.
12-10. Valley View by 2. Just over 1 minute to go in the first.
8-2 run for the Buckhorns.
Both these teams can score in a hurry. Here's Kudrich all the way to the basket. Throws it up. No good. Duplessis comes down with it. Another possession.
Valley View hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes.
Craig. Rosenthal on him.
Good
He'll
defense,
back it out.
Good defense dug by Buckhorns. See if Valley View now will wait for the last shot.
Buckhorns play solid man-to-man defense. They're long, they're athletic. Predominantly man-to-man. They may throw a little bit of a zone at you, but most of the time they're going to play you man-to-man, and you're right. Dixon Black's going to hold it out there, and Springer's going to let him hold it out there for the last 30 seconds. They're going to play for 1.
Just how good Valley View, Wallenpaupack is, Doug. They took Scranton Prep to double overtime. They had a 10-point lead in that game. You know, they let that down, but they held in there tough before Leo Boyle and the Cavaliers took over. But I think that may have given them some confidence. So they can play with anybody in this league.
And don't forget, they kind of ended Prep's run at the title last year by beating them down there.
There's
Black
a walk.
thought about it, and he's called for traveling, said referee Jack Gaffney. They'll get Springer out of the game. They're going to get McGrath into the game for one possession. Gerard McGrath, Jr. Pillar triggers it.
Not a good
Thrown
pass
away,
at all.
and they got a kick ball,
Yep.
said Freddie Sakachi. A lot of people don't like the call, but
It hit his foot.
uh-huh.
It hit somebody's foot, so I don't think they were doing a field goal or anything tonight.
3.7 to go. Pillar gets it to Smith. Couple dribbles, he's going to let it fly. It's good if it goes, but it doesn't. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Valley View 12, Wallenpaupack 10.
High School Hoops on MyTV is presented by NEPAbasketball.com, Toyota, Let's Go Places, Luzerne County Community College, Keystone College, Manuka Subaru, Astra Wealth Advisors, and by the nationwide Maddock Agency.
Welcome back. Valley View High School, nationwide Maddock Agency, marquee matchup. Elijah Rosenthal and Jaden Duplessis.
Neither one has scored so far. You know, we know what Rosenthal can do, averages 21 points a game. Second leading scorer is Duplessis, 10 points per game. He's a senior. Duplessis scored 24 against North Pocono, but right now, nothing for each.
Zach Kowalczyk, that's him on top, checks in for Valley View. They get Kudrich for a long-range bomb, and he got it. 3 ball. Mark Kudrich gives Valley View a 5-point lead. Rosenthal, he's got Duplessis on him this quarter.
8 for
They're gonna
Kudrich.
take turns, I guess.
8 for Kudrich so far. Valley View shooting just over 36%.
Duplessis comes down with the rebound, takes it all the way to the basket, gets bumps, kicks it back outside to Dixon Black, and they get him for a walk.
Wallenpaupack shooting 4 of 14, just beyond 30%. 2 of 3s from three-point land. Well, Valley View is 2 of 5. Rebounding, as you might expect, Wallenpaupack has a 3-rebound edge.
Thanks to Gabe Springer, who's currently on the bench. Rosenthal, a runner in the lane, gets his own rebound, kicks it back out to Vosberg for a look. Got the 3 ball. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Derek Vosberg.
Lefty's got it going tonight. He set his feet nice. Got him. They hit the wide open guy, and that's what you need to do if you're Paupack.
That's Connor Kelly, number 13 for Valley View. They hit Kudrich again, and he has the answer. Mark Kudrich has 11 out of 18. You see why he's one of the best players in District 2.
Valley View struggled early on in the season. I think coming off the success they had last year, Doug, I think many people thought they would, you know, start out hot, but they lost Dylan Hawanians, who was one of the inside forces. He's out for the season. And they may have threw him off a little bit. They had to almost reset their game a bit.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That took them out. They were anxiously looking forward to this year, and then you take one of the pieces of the puzzle away early. It kind of takes a little while to get back in the groove.
And they're back in the groove. I mean, they're struggling against Preps and the Abingtons, but that's expected.
Well, Kudrich, well, Combs banked one in before. I'm sorry, Craig banked one in before, and I'm not so sure Kudrich called that one, but it counts. That's 14 out of 21.
Well, best player in Valley View is 14. Best player on Wallenpaupack is Zip.
But
well, 2 or a charge.
And maybe a third.
Maybe a third.
He gets the drive, the hoop, and the foul. Rosenthal will go to the line where he excels pretty well. They're going to get Connor Kelly with the foul for Valley View. That's his first and the team's second.
Kudrich hit his last 4 threes. Dixon has 4 assists, and Rosenthal 3 assists, but now his first basket. 70% from the line.
And he completes the 3-point play. Cuts the lead to 5, 21-16.
With the way Wallenpaupack can shoot, I saw him against Scranton Prep. They were down but coming back.
Kudrich again with Santiago in his face. He's got 17 of 24. He came into the game thinking this Rosenthal guy, he's one of the best players in the league. I'm going to show him. And he's done a good job of it so far. The screen and roll goes to Springer. He kicks it back out to Smith. Smith drives it into the lane, kicks it back to Santiago. Long range bomb off the front iron. Springer comes down with it, gets it to Vosberg. No good. Springer again. And the putback is good.
Exactly what Springer's supposed to do. They want it over the back. They didn't, though, because the other guy wasn't, the Valley View guy wasn't boxing him out. So it wasn't over the back.
Well, Kudrich,
Jerry
long
McNamara range.
Off the front iron. Long shot, long rebound. Bounces back out to Craig.
That's the only kid I ever saw hit those out there. Jerry McNamara.
Combs on the right side, guarded by Smith. They get an illegal screen. It looks like they're going to get, Zach Kowalczyk moving on the screen. His first, team's third.
Well, that's how Kudrich has been getting open for a lot of these shots. It has been the screens. They're rolling off them and getting him the wide open shots, and he's been hitting them. That one, though, Kowalczyk got caught.
Smith brings it up against Connor Kelly.
Wallenpaupack, they get down, but they don't seem like they're out of it.
Santiago gets his own miss, kicks it back out to Vosberg. Long range bomb, and he's got an answer.
He's got 3 of them.
24-21, 4.5 to go in the second. Valley View leads by 3.
He's put up 3 threes, and he's put up 3. He's made 3 of them. Doug, that makes sense?
Yes, it does.
It's raining threes here.
Oh my.
Well,
Zach
that will put
Kowalczyk.
Springer on the bench now, I think, with 2.
Zach Kowalczyk takes Springer off the dribble. They thought it was a clean block over there on the Wallenpaupack bench. That's his
See if he got him with the body. That's the only way, because that was a clean block. He had to get him with the body. That will probably take him out now for the final 4:18 of the half.
Referee Jack Gaffney explaining the call to Coach Jimmy McGinnis. And yes, that does bring Springer to the bench. They'll bring in Gerard McGrath to sub for Springer.
He had the right hand on him. I don't know. Maybe that's what he called, but I don't think that was a foul.
I'm kind of with you on that. A lot of times guys in this area don't know how to referee the big guy. Zach Kowalczyk gets both for a 5-point lead. Santiago to Rosenthal. Now you might see Rosenthal try to take the game over with Springer on the bench. Combs on him. High screener roll with McGrath. He goes the other way. Pull-up jumper. No good. Santiago, Johnny on the spot. And they got a held ball. That's a jump ball. That'll take us to a break. Valley View has a 5-point lead. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
High School Hoops is brought to you by Keystone College. Experience the open house on Saturday, February 20th. Students and parents register at keystone.edu.
You get a look at the Valley View faithful, the cheerleaders with their coaches versus cancer jerseys on.
Wallenpaupack 4 of 8 on 3-pointers. Valley View 6 of 9. 66% behind the arc.
Santiago to trigger for Paupack underneath.
And most of that is Kudrich. 6 of 10, 5 of 7 on threes.
McGrath, a wide open look, and he knocks it down.
This is supposed to be the place to shoot the threes because everybody, you and I are going to get out there and hit them.
Normally, this isn't a good place to shoot
Well,
threes,
it
Bob.
is tonight. Something is in the water tonight. That's his 14th three for McGrath. That's a big one. Any points you can get off the bench if you're Wallenpaupack are big ones.
Kowalczyk tries to drive it on the baseline, and he's called for a hook. They're going to get Kowalczyk with the wraparound. His second, team's 4th.
It led 21-13 and 24-16. And Wallenpaupack keeps coming back. They keep getting hit in the face, and like a good fighter, keep getting up.
Smith brings it across the timeline. Kowalczyk on him. They run the pick and roll. They get Vosberg with the jumper, but it's blocked by Kudrich. Tried to save it.
Then they're going to get a foul on
And
Vosberg.
they're going to get Vosberg with a push.
Yeah.
Hey, take a look at it, Bob. What do you think?
Great job by Kudrich just to get. I think he fouled him right here. He went to push him out of bounds, but and that's a good call. He did exactly that.
So it's Vosberg, McGrath. Pillar checks in. Smith and Rosenthal. for Wallenpaupack on defense. Bobby Craig drives it, kicks it. They know where Kudrich is on the three-point line. Can't get that one to go, but Craig runs it down.
Good hustle by Valley View. That's what you get out of a Cougar team.
Valley View back with their original starters.
Still man-to-man by the team in the purple.
All the way to the basket goes Duplessis, can't get it to go, and a rebound comes down to McGrath. For Valley View, it's Black, Combs, Craig, Kudrich, and Duplessis. Combs on Rosenthal. They kick it to Vosberg for another look at the three. This one goes halfway down, and it's rebounded by Craig. Valley View's on the run. Takes Rosenthal to the basket. The turnaround jumper is off the glass and good for Bobby Craig.
Bobby Craig injured at the end of last season. Was excited to get back. Averages 5.5 points per game, and he looked good inside. Nice job with the left hand with a little kiss off the glass.
Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. 4-point lead by Valley View. It's poked away out of bounds, and Wallenpaupack will retain possession on the side.
Surprised Wallenpaupack, you see Bobby Craig's move, a little spin, and then with the left hand on Rosenthal. I'm surprised Wallenpaupack aren't setting screens to get Rosenthal open.
They must have just heard you, because here comes a down screen for a three.
See if he takes him off the dribble here.
Leans in, and he's going to draw contact.
That's what he's going to have to do. A quick double team by Black. Put Rosenthal at the line. He's not a great free throw shooter.
They're going to get Chase Combs for the foul. His first, you see.
Okay, so it was a high double screen. Rosenthal said, I can take Combs off the dribble. Black came over.
You know, you got to credit Rosenthal, letting the game come to him. He's not trying to do too much. But now with Springer on the bench, he's going to have to shoulder more of the offensive load. Gets the first one to go, cuts the lead to 3.
He's just a junior as well. Just one senior in the lineup for Paupack.
Second one on the way, and he gets them both. 2-point lead by Valley View. Token pressure by Paupack in the backcourt. Now they'll back off. Combs walks it across the timeline. They got a 1-4 high set. It goes to Black. Vosberg guarding Kudrich will not let him get the ball. They post up Craig inside on Rosenthal. He's going to make that same move again, and it's blocked. No, they're going to get a foul.
They're going to get a foul on number 1. I think Rosenthal took the head fake a little bit. That'll be the first one on him, but
I think
obviously they like Bobby Craig underneath. That's the second time now.
I think they got Pillar with that one, so that's
They
his
did.
second.
They did.
Yeah. Bobby Craig goes to the line for a 2-shot foul. First one off the front iron. Craig only a 62% foul shooter on the year. Connor Kelly checks back in for Dixon Black for Valley View. Craig with the second. That one's off the front iron as well. And then he commits a foul in frustration.
And that's exactly what it was. It was just a frustration foul. Good box out by Paupack. Santiago ended up with the ball. A chance for Wallenpaupack now to tie it.
Only the team's 6th, so Craig will get away with it, fouling 80 feet from the basket.
There's Mike Kerpus, 4th season here at Valley View.
Smith all the way hard to the basket, and he's fouled on the way up by Duplessis, and Duplessis doesn't think he got him, but Freddie Sikachi, the referee,
no one
thinks
ever
he
thinks
did.
they actually fouled.
Nobody ever commits a foul, do they?
Oh yeah, it was all
I guess he did, huh?
Yeah, he got him.
Jack Smith goes to the line. Only a freshman, Jack Smith. 6 for 7 from the line this year. 80, jinxed him. He was shooting 86%. That's changed.
Yeah, well, they have a couple freshmen that play once in a while, but it's like a young team for Wallenpaupack.
Now he's down to 75%. 6 for 8. Just a freshman.
Just has to put on some meat on those bones.
And he missed them both. Rebound comes down to Valley View, and they'll walk it up.
Let's see now what they're going to post up Bobby Craig again. Or find Kudrich.
Connor Kelly all the way to the basket, and they're going to get a block. Like a 2-shot foul. Looks like they're going to get McGrath.
McGrath got over a little too late. Good call.
Doug Moyle with the call.
Good Connor Kelly, one of those pleasant surprises this season, averaging just over 7 points per game. 94% free throw shooter. He put in 26 against Honesdale this year. I mean, he's the definition of hard worker.
Yeah, that was his coming out party, the Honesdale game. Yeah.
Worked in the offseason, was a gym rat, they said here.
Worked his way up to 15th in the division in scoring with 9 a game. Gets the second one to go for a 3-point lead for Valley View. Just over a minute to go in the first half.
If you keep it this way in your Wallenpaupack and your leading scorer scored 6 points, you have to feel pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're thrilled. He's got the shot on the way up. Rosenthal was poked away by Combs. Good defense. Tried to gather in the air, but he couldn't get it to go. He thought he got fouled. Rosenthal did, but Combs thought it was a good poke away.
Goodrich hasn't scored in a while. Bobby Craig scored the last couple baskets and some free throws.
Valley View looks like they may go for one again, Bob, to end the second quarter.
Your Paupack, you don't want to foul. You're only down 3 going into the break on the road in your third game in 4 days.
And the next one puts them in the bonus. Coach Mike Kerpus wants a timeout with 24 seconds to go. We'll stay right here. It's 29-26. It's a 30-second timeout. Coach Kudrich is going to talk things over.
Timeout, let's look at the Division 1. We looked at Division 2 before the game. And Valley View pretty much right in the middle right there. They're not going to win it. Abington and Prep probably going to come down to them next week. We'll have that game right here on my TV. Doug and I will have that on Valentine's night. He's my date.
This will be the 3rd year in a row I date with you.
So, you know, and Valley View has Abington tomorrow. Kenny Bianchi's here. Coach McLean's here. They're scouting them. Wallenpaupack and Valley View both lost to Abington.
Are we sleeping here tonight or are we going home?
Tonight?
Yeah.
We're not sleeping here.
Oh, okay. Are you coming back here tomorrow night?
No, I got to go to Nanticoke tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to Nanticoke. I'm coming back here tomorrow night.
You're coming back for the radio.
Let's see what Coach Kerpus drew up in the timeout. 20 seconds to go. They're going to play for the final shot. 3-point lead, Valley View.
You don't want to foul. I mean, that's an obvious thing to say, but you don't want to foul if you're the Buckhorns.
Black, they're going to try to find Kudrich at some point. They do get it to Kudrich, and he's probably not going to give it up.
Santiago
he has to give it up.
He came off that screen pretty good.
Connor Kelly with the long-range 3 at the buzzer.
He can shoot.
The play got fouled up a little bit. Kudrich picked up his dribble, and he found Connor Kelly at the buzzer for a 6-point lead at the half.
This is High School Hoops presented by NEPAbasketball.com.
We are at halftime of tonight's game, and joining me right now is Kevin Clark, the general manager and head coach of the Scranton Shamrocks. So, Kevin, good to see you, but who are the Scranton Shamrocks?
Thanks for having me, Bob. Scranton Shamrocks are Northeast PA's, one of Northeast PA's ABA basketball teams, the American Basketball Association. So what we do is we have a ton of our local athletes, and they participate in the ABA, which is a semi-pro team. This is kind of right below the G League. So what they have is there's 143 teams in the ABA and separated into 6 or 7 different regions. We're in the Northeast region, which is typically one of the strongest regions, with teams ranging from New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, and it's a lot of tough, really, really good competition.
When you say local players, why don't you give us some of the guys we can see on a night when we see the Scranton Shamrock?
Yeah, we have a ton of them. Steph Draper, who went to Scranton High School. Connor Calais, who went to Holy Cross. Corey Calais, who went to Valley View. Brandon Angrati, who was at Delaware Valley. Dom Hill at West Scranton. All of these homegrown guys, Northeast PA guys, make up a semi-pro team, which I think speaks a lot for our area and the community that we have, and how molded basketball is within our community, and it can really help push these guys along the way.
Kevin Clark has played and coached at the top level of collegiate basketball. But
after a lot of guys after college, you don't get the opportunity to keep competing and playing, and to have this, semi-professional opportunity. It's nice to have that outlet to keep competing and playing against high-level talent, and just getting out and just playing the game that we all love.
How about the league you play in? I know there's a lot of teams, but what's the competition like?
It's tough. There's a lot, especially the division that we're in up in the east up here, there's 5 or 6 teams that have all been at some point ranked in the top 25, and so every weekend it's a tough competition.
What type of brand basketball will we see? What do we see? Is it up and down? What type of basketball?
Fast, athletic. It's a lot of fun. We definitely get up and down.
A little bit different than high school and college, right? And why?
A lot different than high school and college, especially in this area. I believe our area is plays the game a little bit slower compared to other areas. So at this level in college basketball, high-level college basketball, it's super fast, and it's an experience playing.
One of the neat things I noticed for the Scranton Shamrocks is your involvement in the community. How important is that?
Yeah, if you're not involved in community, these guys are seen as role models. So the first thing we want to do, no matter what the wins and loss record is, we want to be able to give back to our youth. And you saw today at camp, having about 50 kids in a 10-day notice speaks volumes for the Shamrocks and what we're capable of bringing to this community.
So Kevin, if people want to find out information about the Scranton Shamrocks, how do they do that?
We have a website, www.scrantonshamrocksaba.com. It has everything that you need to look for, different camps, community involvement, roster, schedule, anything that you can imagine. And then anything else you may be able to find would be on backcourthoops.com.
And your games are played where?
A variety of venues. Right now we're decided to come back and play in our home venue, which is Backcourt Hoops, which is a fun environment for the kids. We always do a youth game before, so anybody who's interested in doing a game before the Shamrocks can contact me and we'll set something up. And they play right before, like I said.
Thanks, Kevin, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we're at the half, and we'll be right back after this.
We are back. Valley View High School. Valley View holds a 6-point lead at half over Wallenpaupack. Along with Bob Hyde, I'm Doug Walsh. Bob, you talked about Mark Kudrick in the opening segment. Has he met your expectations?
I think he's exceeded our expectations. It's nothing new if you've seen Kudrich before. When he gets hot, he has the hot hand, and he does. He's hit some big-time threes tonight. He's the leading scorer between both teams with 17 points, and it's been a great show to watch. On the other hand, Rosenthal, I don't think he's either tired or just they haven't got him any open shots yet.
I think in the second half they're going to come out. They probably talked about maybe running him off some doubles, running him off some screens, maybe starting him low, coming back out high. But if you're Paupack, you're down 6 at the half. You didn't really play that well.
No, you didn't play it well at all. Springer's on the bench with 2 fouls. He had a nice little first half going. Rosenthal hasn't done much. Vosberg's really been the guy. He's hit some threes. Pillars hit some big threes, and they've gotten some contributions off the bench. So if you're Wallenpaupack, you're feeling okay. You got to cover Kudrich off the screen.
And I think they're probably going to try to get Rosenthal involved in the second half.
They have to absolutely do it.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights, if we could.
Get Valley View starting hot from the outside. Bobby Craig hit the 3. And then, as we talked about, they want to get Springer going. He did have 6 points before he picked up those 2 personal fouls. And Kudrich was the man in that first half. 5 of 8 on 3, 6 and 11 overall. And this one was out in NBA range. So he hits that one. But again, Wallenpaupack did not give up from the outside. That was Pillar. That's his only 3 of the game. Then back out to Chase Combs. He hits a long 2. Vosberg hit 3 threes in a row before he hit 9. And then at the end, right before the buzzer sounded, Connor Kelly, he can shoot 2 as well, and he hits his 22nd 3 of the season.
You see there, Valley View with a 6-point lead at the half. What do we got? Our Players of the Week?
Yeah, PNC Players of the Week. Mariah Murray from Dunmore. She had 12 against Carbondale, 8 against Mid-Valley, but the big game was against number 3 ranked Loyal Sock. They played them Saturday. She had 17 points against the state-ranked team. 2 big 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes as that game went back and forth. And it's a big win for Dunmore on the road against the state-ranked team. They're going to be right there in the end. We know how good they are. And then the guy we're going to see tomorrow night, you think we've seen some guys tonight. How about Will Johnson? He's the District 2 leading scorer. He had 35 Friday. He had 33 against Tunkhannock in a big win against the Northwest. I should say 35 against Tunkhannock. And then we'll see him against Nanticoke tomorrow night. He is the PNC Boys Player of the Week.
And there you have it, our Players of the Week. When we return, we'll have the second half action. Valley View leads by 6. Welcome back, Valley View High School. We're courtside. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh getting set for the second half action. Wallenpaupack trails by 6 at Valley View. Let's take a look at some of the shooting, the hot shooting by Valley View.
And more field goals, three-pointers than field goals tonight. 5 of 11 and 7 for 11. That's pretty good shooting, Doug, anywhere you play.
10 for 20 Valley View is shooting 50% to 7 of 11 from beyond the arc. Can it continue?
Goodrich was 6 of 11, 17 points. Craig 6 points. Black has 4 assists, and you see Springer back in the game with 2 fouls. Big 6'11" junior for Wallenpaupack. He had 6 points and 7 boards before he had to take a seat. So let's see what his presence means if he can stay on the court in the second half.
Valley View possession to start this third quarter. They've already run 30 seconds off the clock, not even looking to score.
Now they've been doing the screen and roll for Goodrich a lot. Let's see if they set a screen for him.
That's Dixon Black trying to draw Springer away from the basket, and they'll kick it out deep to Combs, and he'll set something up. They'll start it up again. They've already taken a minute off the clock, the first possession. You know, Bob, if you have the ball, Rosenthal doesn't have it, he can't score on you, so that's part of the plan. Duplessis all the way to the basket for an easy one. And if you're Valley View, that's a good start. They get an 8-point lead. They took a minute and 6 seconds off the clock, and they got an easy deuce.
Nice drive by Duplessis for his first 2, but Springer held his ground. He probably could have went back, but I think those 2 early fouls maybe have, not as aggressive, but he was aggressive there with a big slam.
Santiago inside Springer for, I'll quote you, the slammeroonie. Cuts the lead to 6. Craig tries to drive it, kicks it back out, and throws it into the stands. Turnover. Good defensive pressure by Paupack. Forced Bobby Craig to try to kick it back outside, and Duplessis couldn't get up and grab it.
There you see, good caught by Springer. Good pass by Santiago, and got that one in. And
Santiago tried to inbound it to Rosenthal, and Combs all over him.
Combs has done a nice job on Rosenthal tonight. Let's not just say it's Wallenpaupack not getting him open. Chase Combs is draped all over him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job on the defensive end. He's following him all the way to the huddle. He's following him to get a drink of water. He's all over him.
He's all over him. Out to the bus, I think he'll follow him.
Pillar has it. They try to, and the defense right there, Combs got Rosenthal out of position a little bit. Pillar thought he was going to go one way, and he went the other way because of the good defense by Combs, and it caused the turnover.
I'm Valley View. I'm going to go back to the sets that worked in that first half. Don't worry about taking time off the clock. Just get points.
Try to get this guy the ball a little bit more often, and he has it. He almost got it stolen away by Rosenthal. Goodrich turnaround jumper off the back iron, no good. And the rebound comes down to Springer. Gets it to Rosenthal. Rosenthal walking up against Combs.
I'm going to try to get it into Springer.
Rosenthal spin in the lane. The floater won't go. Rebound Valley View.
He's just not getting anything work tonight. That was a good move. Maybe should have got it to Springer. Maybe a little alley-oop action. I don't know.
Duplessis on the drive. Kicks it out to Combs. Combs thought about a 3. Now he's going to drive it. Kicks it back out to Duplessis. Duplessis will drive it. Bay gotten away with a walk. Combs from the foul line. No good. Rosenthal runs it down.
See if they want to run. Buckhorns might have some numbers.
Pillar. Good defense by Craig. Was going to shoot it.
That's a walk. Now that's a walk. He got out of control. Give it back to Rosenthal. Let him do it. He's the guy that's going to drive.
Pillar thought he got bumped a little bit into that walk, but Freddie Sacacci and Dougie Moyle said, nope, that's a travel. Black has it, trying to pull Springer away. Springer won't come out. Duplessis drives it against Vosberg, and we're going to get a foul, and it's going to be on the floor on Wallenpaupack. Looks like they're going to get Vosberg with the foul. Derek, his second for Derek Vosberg.
Yeah, Duplessis had success on the last drive, so he did it again. Vosberg just late coming over.
Dixon Black, nobody come out and plays him. He thinks, I'll take his 3.
And not the shot if you're coach that you want Dixon Black taking. That's obvious.
Rosenthal pulls it down, and he's going to drive it all the way to the basket. The dipsy-do, and he spins it off the backboard for a 2.
Let's see if that gets the leading scorer into the game.
Craig drives it, kicks
Yep.
it to Black.
That time Black said, I'm not shooting it. Coach is going to take me out. I'm not shooting that.
He's only allowed 1 a game, Bob. He already had it. Bobby Craig. Oh, good screen there by Black on Rosenthal. Takes Springer to the basket.
Yeah.
Springer says, not today. Santiago on the run.
He's lefty.
All the way to the basket. No good. Kudrich comes down. He's got an open Black ahead of him, and he throws it deep. Duplessis trailing, can't get it. And Dixon Black runs it down. End-to-end action. Kudrich drives it. And they got a foul on the floor. That'll take us to a break. Valley View leads by 4. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third.
Don't forget to check out NAPAbasketball.com for scores and stories on all the local basketball games on both the high school and college levels. Make NAPAbasketball.com part of your daily routine for following the entire season of local high school and college basketball. Check out scores, schedules, rankings, roundups, game stories, players of the week, and other features. Visit NAPAbasketball.com.
Well, Bob, we were wondering if Valley View could keep up that torrid shooting pace. They are now 1 for 6, our Cracker Jack stat man Tommy Robinson tells us. So they have cooled off a little bit to start this third quarter.
Opportunity for Paupack to get the ball back, and they couldn't keep possession.
Valley View retains. Kudrich walked off limping on the last time out, but he's back out there, no problem. Bobby Craig drives it all the way to the basket and gets it to go for a 6-point lead.
A 5'10 senior, not worried about the 6'7 junior.
Smith now brings it across the timeline against Craig. Goes to Santiago. That's Vosberg on the left wing. Going to run the pick and roll with Springer. Gets the roll. Springer has it. Kicks it back out to Vosberg. Had it on his hip. Regains possession. Pull-up jumper. And it's blocked by Kudrich. And it falls into Kudrich's hand. And there's a foul on the play.
This may go against Springer. Let's see. Nope, it's going to go against Vosberg.
It's going to go against Derek Vosberg. That's his third and the team's third of the third quarter. Kowalczyk
Good hops
checks
by
back in.
good hops by Kudrich, Dougie.
Yeah,
See, he got up
read
there
that,
pretty good
yeah,
and
he
read
read
that
the whole way.
Yep.
Kowalczyk checks in for Valley View.
Looking
McGrath,
for Paupack. Springer didn't pick up that foul.
McGrath checks in for Wallenpaupack. This is Duplessis. Springer won't come out and get him. McGrath does. He drives it all the way to the basket. Springer holds his ground, and the smallest guy on the floor, Chase Combs, comes down with the rebound.
Well, Springer took himself out of that. He went up for the block, but he fell backwards because he didn't want to pick up the foul instead of staying right there. Paupack's lucky to get it back.
That's Rosenthal. No good off the back iron. Rebound Kudrich. And Bobby Craig has it in the open floor on the run. He gets Duplessis on the right wing. Long-range bomb off the back iron. Rosenthal pulls it down, and we're going up and down the floor.
I think Coach Kerpus wants them to hold the ball a little bit more.
Gerard McGrath.
Off
The baseline
bench.
jumper. He's 2 for 2.
From long range, too. He had 13 coming in here. He has 2 tonight.
36-32. Valley View by 4. 2:15 to go in the third, and they're going to get Santiago with a bump inside on Kudrich. Santiago's first. That's the team's fourth.
You're getting some bench scoring tonight. You see just inside the three-point lane. McGrath showing a nice arc, the 5'11 junior.
Vosberg checks back in, gives Santiago a break. Valley View to inbound underneath. They're going to get Kudrich on the baseline. They couldn't get him. Craig with the jumper. Off the back iron. It's tipped around. Knocked around by Combs. And Combs, oh, they got to travel.
Yeah, McGrath walked with the ball. He grabbed the ball and took a step. I want to see Springer, though, boxing out a little bit in that. That's got to be the 6'7 guy's ball.
Jimmy
He's in there to
McGinnis.
get rebounds. Now, he's playing a little timid because he doesn't want to pick up fouls.
Jimmy McGinnis thought that Combs pushed McGrath into that walk, but
Maybe.
fall on deaf ears. This is Kowalczyk. He goes to Kudrich. Vosberg on him. Kudrich tried to jack up a three, but Vosberg right in his face.
Haven't seen that screen action yet for Valley View. There it is. Vosberg did a nice job coming under it.
Wallenpaupack plays good man-to-man defense. 1:40 to go in the third. Craig drives it all the way to the basket. Lays it in. Over Springer. 6-point lead for Valley View. Rosenthal pushes it back up the floor. Smith on the perimeter. Vosberg's going to drive it all the way to the basket, and he lays it up and in. Cuts the lead to 4.
If you're Springer and you're out there and you're 6'7", you have to jump. I know you don't want to pick up the foul, but you have to show that you're out there. You're 6'7", and one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Well, you know,
You got to jump.
Yeah, he's only got 2 fouls with
Yeah.
1 minute to go in the third.
Yeah,
You still got 3 more to give, so yeah, he's got to be a little bit more aggressive. Duplessis drives it to the basket.
But give Valley View credit, too. They keep pushing it into him. So they're doing what they need to do.
Gerard McGrath picks up the foul, his second, and that's the team's 5th of the quarter. Valley View has not committed a foul in this third quarter. Duplessis, first one is off the front iron.
Valley View's not a good free throw shooting team, are they, Doug?
Wells Kowalczyk is 74, and Jaden Duplessis is one of the better ones at 71, but he did miss the front end there, the first one there. Second one is true. 39-34, Valley View by 5. Just over a minute to go in the third. Division I against Division II. Valley View goes to Division I. They have a 5-point lead on the Division II leading Wallenpaupack Buckhorns.
4A versus 5A.
Springer goes inside, comes back outside. He goes back into him again, and they're going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to be Kudrich. A little too much action. A little bump inside. Kudrich picks up his first, and that's only the team's first, as we said before. 49 seconds to go in the third. Valley View by 5. Trying to get Springer posted up again. And they got a turnover. They got a backcourt. Ball goes out of bounds. Instead of a backcourt, they're going to knock it out of bounds, and Valley View's going to retain possession. Connor Kelly checks into the ball game. He'll replace Combs. It'll be interesting to see now who picks up Rosenthal on the defensive end.
That one clearly off Rosenthal.
Bobby Craig will walk it up. Are they going to go for one again? Yes,
Yeah.
This is the third quarter in a row. They're going to hold for one.
Exactly right. With the 5-point lead, this is what you have to do.
Rosenthal out high, trying to get a 5 count.
Plus, Paupack has 5 fouls in the quarter.
Yeah. Duplessis checks and sees that there's a count on him. Now Craig has it, guarded by Rosenthal. The count is switched when they start the dribble. 10 to shoot. High screen with Kudrich. They got Connor Kelly with the long-range bomb off the front iron, and it's poked away, knocked out of bounds with 0.7 seconds to go. Paupack will get a chance to inbound it and then heave it.
Paupack has not led at all in the game.
McGrath the trigger, goes to Smith, and then they'll let the clock run out. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Valley View 39, Wallenpaupack 34.
The Backcourt Hoops Music Youth Center co-ed basketball camp is scheduled for 4 days and 3 nights at Camp Tioga, located on 30 acres of endless mountains in Thompson, PA. Campers can choose sleepover or commuting options. Boys and girls entering the 4th through 9th grades in the fall of 2019 are invited to attend. See backcourthoops.com for more details.
Bob, after 7 for 11 shooting from beyond the arc, Valley View cooled off a little bit. Didn't make one that third quarter, going 0 for 4.
I don't think Kudrich scored, did he?
Not that quarter, I don't think
No.
he did. Vosberg has it on top. Duplessis on him. McGrath, another one. This one no good. Rebound run down by Duplessis.
Well, that one he had a hand in his face.
Yeah,
There you see
Coach
a lot more turnovers in that quarter.
Coach McGinnis looked at McGrath and said, I don't know if we needed that one. Kudrich. Down low, they spin by Duplessis. Rebound by Springer. He gets it to Rosenthal.
Springer's got double-digit rebounds.
Combs back in the game to defend Rosenthal, doing a real good job for the first 24 minutes on 25 minutes now on Rosenthal.
Oh, they had him.
Vosberg, long-range bomb, no good.
They had Rosenthal on the cut underneath. He was wide open.
Combs with the long-range bomb beyond the arc. Off the back iron, another rebound for Springer.
Now Kudrich is picking up Springer, where Black had him before.
Rosenthal, 1-4 high set with Paupack.
Someone's got to come up and screen for him.
He wants the pick and roll. He's calling for it. They got Smith with the long-range bomb off the double.
Oh.
Got it. And they called timeout. They got a 30-second timeout. Coach McGinnis, after they run the double screen down for Jack Smith, he wants to talk things over. Cuts the lead to 2.
I was going to say, Rosenthal, why are you giving up the ball? But the freshman coming off the screen hits a 17th three on the season, and that's a big one.
He's got 64 points on the year coming in. He's got, he had 3 threes against Elk Lake. He's only a freshman, so they like him. 39-37, 6:42 to go. You see the results for Paupack. They've won 6 of their last 8, and the overtime loss there at Prep.
Yep.
When
double overtime.
Rosenthal knocked down 43 points.
Well, he knocked down the three-pointer that put them in overtime. Came down, he hit it from beyond NBA range.
And you see Honesdale there. That's their last loss. They get a chance to avenge that tomorrow night.
Well, first they have to win here.
Yeah, that game will. Honesdale is in second place in the division. So that'll be a big game.
Rosenthal with 7 points and 5 assists. Springer with 8 points and 11 rebounds.
They run a staggered double for Kudrich, but Vosberg doing a good job on him this quarter.
It's time for the Buckhorns to step up this defense. They have to use Springer in the middle. He's got to block some shots. They need to take a lead.
They're going to get a foul, the 6th-team foul. That's on McGrath. That's going to be his 3rd, team's 6th. So from here on in, Valley View is going to be in the bonus. Kudrich off the inbounds. No good. Rebound. Craig kicks it back out to Combs, and they'll reset. They want to back it out. It gets into Craig's hands. He's guarded by Rosenthal. Called for a high screener roll. He gets it with Kowalczyk. Drives it all the way to the basket. Throws it up and lays it in. Bobby Craig all the way to the basket. 4-point lead for Valley View. Now Smith brings it across the timeline. 1-4 low set this time. Here comes Rosenthal with the high screener roll. They go into Springer. Lefty turns around. Can't get it to go. Good defense by Valley View.
It's not really his game, is that turnaround. He's got to face the basket a little bit more and just lay it up and in.
Bobby Craig with a deep one. And now Coach Kerpus runs up the floor to call timeout. It's a full. Here's Craig. Comes down, says, I think I'll take it.
Has everyone scored a 3 tonight for every starter, I think, except for Springer, maybe?
I
don't know, because the threes are there's raining threes tonight.
Valley View doing a good job picking their spots on when to run and when to slow it down. You see,
there's the roller coaster for Valley View, kind of a roll,
Yeah, the Valley View's last 8, they lost 3 in there. They lost to Prep, they lost to Abington, and they lost to Scranton, which was kind of a anomaly there, the 78-56 game. But you would expect them to lose to Abington. You may probably expect them to lose to Prep, but they've come in. They've won 3 in a row. They beat North Pocono. They beat Honesdale. But the schedule doesn't get any easier. Abington Heights, then they got to go to Scranton, and they got to go to Scranton Prep, and then they finish up with West Scranton. Currently in the number 4 slot in District 2 playoffs. So if you stay on the top half bracket, you get that home game. So inbounds will come into Wallenpaupack. 5:26 to go in the ball game. Valley View leads by 7, 44-37. Smith walks it up across the timeline. Craig on him. Fumbles it, regains, and it'll go to Rosenthal. Drives it to the right. Got Pillar in the corner. Long-range bomb off the iron. No good. Craig comes down with it. And they'll walk it up. They'll slow it down. Interesting the way Valley View's playing. Sometimes they're running. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they push it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they run some clock. Sometimes they shoot quick. That's Kowalczyk. To Kudrich. Combs thought about it. Smith got him. Duplessis, now he'll back it out. Craig with Rosenthal, drives it. Kowalczyk takes Springer all the way to the basket. Springer blocks it, but it falls into the hands of Combs. Back out to Kudrich. Off the front iron, the 3 ball. He gets his own rebound, and he takes it up to the basket, and he's fouled on the way up. He'll get 2. Fouls on Jack Smith. That's his first. Team 7th. It'll send Mark Kudrich to the line. He's a 72% foul shooter on the year. And maybe I shouldn't give the numbers before they shoot, because every time I've given it to them, they've missed. Kudrich for the second. And he gets the friendly roll. Pushes the lead up to 8. 4:20 to go in the ball game. Calling stagger. Vosburg has it on top. Double screen there for Smith. They couldn't get him. Good deep by Craig. Rosenthal all the way to the basket, and they're going to get it on the floor before the basket went in. Fouls on Chase Combs, his second. Only the team's second, with 4:05 to play. Smith triggers, gets it to Rosenthal, pull-up jumper off the back iron, no good, but Springer comes down with the rebound. He's going to take it all the way to the basket, up and in. Kudrich didn't have an answer.
No, there's not much Kudrich could do right there. But you see Rosenthal was aggressive on the one and just doesn't have the shot tonight working.
Bobby Craig all the way to the basket, dumps it to Kowalczyk, and Kowalczyk finishes over Springer. 8-point lead again for Valley View. 3.5 to go in the ball game. Getting late for Paupack. Rosenthal wants the pick and pop. They do get the pick and pop. Vosburg, long range bomb, cuts it to 5, and there's a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them with the score. Valley View 47, Wallenpaupack 39-42.
The Backcourt Hoops Music Youth Center co-ed basketball camp is scheduled for 4 days. Battle of the Valley All-Star Classic, presented by Joyce Insurance, is back for his 2nd year. The senior All-Star game pitting the Lackawanna League against the Wyoming Valley Conference, and a girls-boys doubleheader is scheduled for March 31 at Lackawanna College. 3 p.m. for the girls, 5 p.m. for the boys. Follow nepabasketball.com for more details as the game approaches.
3:17 to go in the ball game. Valley View with possession of the ball and a 5-point lead. Is it too early, Bob, to start fouling if you're Wallenpaupack?
Yeah, a little bit too early. I think you got to play defense, see if you can get a turnover.
And that's what they'll do. Kowalczyk all the way to the basket, over everybody. Past Springer, past Vosburg, and Kowalczyk lays it in. The sophomore having a nice offensive output in the second half. Gets the lead back up to 7. They dump it into Springer, and they got a block. And much to the chagrin of the Valley View faithful, they're going to get a block on the floor. There you see it. You make the call. Well, he was in the air, and I guess he didn't let him land. Huh?
He didn't let him land. I think that's what they're saying. You were the ex-ref.
I concur.
They didn't let him land. He couldn't catch the ball.
I concur. Only the team's 3rd, though, with 2:40 to go in the game, so it doesn't hurt Valley View at all. They're going to try to get high screens for Rosenthal at the elbow. He pulls up with a jumper, and Chase Combs is taking him out of his game tonight, don't you think, Bob?
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing really good defense on him. Combs, as we said, has been all over him, and every time he's had a shot, there hasn't been much open shots for Rosenthal.
Yeah, you might see Valley View run some time off the clock right now. If you're Wallenpaupack, when do you start to foul? There's a pull-up jumper by Kowalczyk.
Well, you got to get the rebound first.
And Jaden Duplessis runs it down.
Got to hold on to the ball. That's the opportunity. You were getting the ball back and you couldn't get it.
Another possession by Duplessis. Let's see, they got the foul on. They're going to get Smith with the foul, and Zach Kowalczyk is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Jack Smith picks up the foul. That's his second, team's 8th. Zach Kowalczyk will go to the line, the sophomore, where he shoots 74%. That's the guy you'd like on the line. First one is up and good. 8-point lead, 1:52 to go in the ball game. Kowalczyk with the second, and that one's true as well. 9-point lead. Jack Kowalczyk earned an awful lot of playing time this year. Played well against the big boys at Abington. They like his game. Only a sophomore. Trying to get Springer posted up inside. Rosenthal, long-range bomb from the corner, no good, and he still can't find the range.
You said before, this is not an easy place to shoot threes. Everyone else has been hitting them except Rosenthal.
Valley View has it in their end. Duplessis loses it out of bounds. It'll go to Wallenpaupack. Stepped on the baseline.
He's getting good look at the rim. He's getting the height. He's jumping. He doesn't look tired from playing a couple games.
Well, you know, you can't really keep it up. 29 last game, 28 the game before. He was due for a subpar night.
And that's what we said. We needed other guys to step up, like this guy.
Well, you know, you gotta get Pillar with the push off.
Yep.
You know, and you said it too. You gotta have to get some other guys involved in the game. And then Fosberg has been doing a decent job. Smith's been doing a decent job, but credit Chase Combs for really. You know, you'd expect Rosenthal maybe. He has a string of double figures. I don't know how many he's got now, but I don't think he's got double figures. He scored double figures every game so far this year. We'll have to check with Tom Robbins to see how many he's got tonight. It'll send Kowalczyk back to the line. It's a 1-on-1. That ball is live, and we got a little bit of a controversy. It was a 1-on-1. And everybody on the foul line thought it was a 2-shot foul. The ball came off the rim and everybody stood still, and Doug Moyle, the referee, was gonna go grab it, and he realized it. Now Jack Gaffney's gonna take over, and
I think the next thing is just you take the possession arrow.
I think that's what they're doing. They're going to the possession now. And the possession arrow favors the home team, so Jack Gaffney's over there explaining it to Jimmy McGinnis, and Jimmy McGinnis says, okay, I'll take it. And there's a timeout on the floor. We'll stay right here. So if you're Jimmy McGinnis, what are you telling your guys in the huddle now, Bob Ide? Is it time to foul? It's 51-42. I guess you would have to foul now on the when the ball comes in bounds every time the ball comes in bounds for Wallenpaupack is going to have to foul almost every possession now for the rest of the way. And it is 2 shots. The next one is double bonus, so favors Valley View with 1:10 to go. Take a look at the overall District 2 4A standings. You see Valley View sitting there in the 4th spot.
We don't know. Is Prep the overwhelming favorite this year? They played okay. They've lost to Abington. You know what I mean? But Valley View had them right here. They struggled against Wallenpaupack.
Prep is struggling. Al Semenza's Western Wayne team took them to overtime the other day. They're having a little trouble putting things together this late in the season. You know, Nanticoke is getting better. GAR's on a run. Valley View seems to be playing well. I'd say that 4A bracket, I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite in that whole bracket.
No, I don't think. And you know, even if Valley View ends up to 4, they played Prep tough. They beat them last year. They played them tough, real tough here.
Those top 4 teams, anybody can win it. You know, and then then there's always the possibility of an upset, knocking one of those 4 off. So
Valley View went to the state playoffs last year.
Yeah, they won a game they won one and then they got beat. Right, we had the game down in Mifflinburg there. So they have some experience in the state playoffs. They waited until Combs got the ball to foul him. He's a 44% foul shooter. Good job by Wallenpaupack. Wyatt Pfeiffer into the game for Wallenpaupack. That's his first for Pfeiffer. That'll send Valley View to the double bonus. Pfeiffer was in there just to commit the foul. Now they go back to Pillar. Good job by Jimmy McGinnis in coaching. Put a sub into the game to foul, and they picked the worst foul shooter on the team. He makes one of two for an 11-point lead. 50 seconds to go in the ball game. Smith has it. Pillar with a long-range bomb off the back iron is rebounded by Kudrich, and we'll see if they call off the dogs or they're going to foul again. Bobby Craig walks it across the timeline. They're trapping in. They're going to get Springer comes out, and he's going to commit a foul on Zach Kowalczyk, sending the sophomore to the line. Gabe Springer, his third. That's academic now with only 33 seconds to go in the ball game. Valley View leads by 11, and Zach Kowalczyk goes to the line to shoot 2. So this is going to be a good win for Valley View. They needed it to stay in the top 4 bracket of that district playoff scenario.
Well, we talked about the keys to the game in the beginning was Shadow Rosenthal. They did that. They held him just, well below his average, almost 10 below his average. And
Combs is still on him at 94 feet.
And then we talked about who was going to step up for Wallenpaupack. Well, Vosberg kind of did. Springer, he didn't get in double figures, but you didn't have that big output from Rosenthal, and that's the difference in the game, 13 points.
Well, and to your point, you said it at the beginning, is Valley View going to come out sluggish, or are they going to be, a little rusty? And they certainly were not rusty in that first half, shooting 50%. So Valley View gets the win, 55-42. When we come back, we'll have our players of the game and some interviews.
Thank you for coming out and supporting Coaches versus Dancer.
I'm here with one of our players of the game, Mark Kudrich. Excellent first half, knocking down threes all over the place. Huh? How'd you prepare for this one?
We had a long break with the snow and everything, so we practiced a lot of shots, a lot of just running our offenses through, so we had a groove going coming into the game.
Now, you came on to this game a little aggressive in the first half. Was that the game plan? You had a lot of shots going up in the first half, and it looked like they were running a lot of plays for you in the first half.
Yeah, I kind of got into rhythm. I got one going, and they just kept falling. Coach kept calling plays for me, and I kept them flying.
Yeah. Now we want to bring in another player of the game, and Bobby Craig. Bobby, you got to the basket pretty easily today, and weren't you afraid of going in there against some of those bigger guys, Springer and Vosberg?
Springer's a big guy, but it wasn't affecting me tonight. It's a special night, Coaches versus Cancer here, and I don't know, I just got hot at the end of the game.
Now, how do you guys see this thing going forward now? You got a couple more games left. You got Abington, you got Prep. What are you looking forward to?
A couple great teams there. We're just trying to get ready for playoffs. Maybe we can shock a few people.
You had some experience last year in the playoffs. You went down and took out Mifflin in the game we did. You want to go a little deeper into the playoffs this year?
That's the goal. Keep playing. We're seniors now. We want to keep playing as long as we can.
Yeah, and there you have it. 2 of our players of the game. Thanks, guys. Let's bring in Bob Ide. Bob, your keys to the game was, you stopped Rosenthal. Yep. They did a pretty good job of that. Right? Mm-hmm. What else? What do you see? What do you see tonight?
Well, I saw a Valley View team starting to heat up and really starting to get into their game. They got Kudrich off the screen a couple times. Obviously, he had a big night. They're aggressive. And they don't care if their biggest guy 6'2". They play against bigger teams. They hustle. They're scrappy. They're going to dive on the floor. They're going to do anything to get turnovers. And that's what they did tonight. They shut down their leading scorer, and they played good defense. And that's the Valley View recipe for success this year.
Now, you see this game tomorrow night. Now, they got to come right back at it. As you said, Wallenpaupack playing 4 games in 5 or 6 days. They got Honesdale tomorrow night. What do you see of that game tomorrow?
Well, I see a tired team. I mean, they have to play Honesdale. They can beat Honesdale, but Honesdale's a decent team. They can play pretty good. But how tired are they going to be? Can Rosenthal come back out? They're still fighting for a good seed in the District 2 5A standings. Wallenpaupack. They're going to be there at the end. They're going to give someone trouble and pull off an upset.
Well, That'll do it for us tonight on Coaches versus Cancer Night. Final score is 55-42. We thank you for spending your Monday evening with us. For all the team, for Bob Ide and the WQMY team, saying so long and good night.
This is High School Hoops presented by NEPABasketball.com.